Hey, what's going on, guys? So we'll be taking a look at this Bluetooth receiver, a kind of hands-free call receiver for your car from LDream. This is essentially everything that you get in the box here. The box itself is just a little kind of cardboard box here. There's a little plastic tray with all these things inside of it. But yeah, this is everything that we get in the box here. It's pretty straightforward, not a bunch of things we won't use or anything like that. It's pretty much, yeah, just everything you would need to set it up. So here we have two pieces of literature here. The first one is kind of a warranty card saying there's an 18th month warranty. And then the other one is just kind of a user manual to set up the product and all of that. The other thing we get here is a 2 USB port car charger. This is of course for plugging in the receiver, and it also has another port which you can use for like charging your phone and things like that if you wish to do so. If not, you can just leave it free. And yeah, so that's kind of cool that they do include an extra port so that you are able to charge your phone and things like that, even if you are using the receiver at the same time. This part here is the receiver itself. As you can see, we have a nice little blue band, and it's kind of like metallic, and it looks very, very good. We have kind of three main functions here. This is a button that you can click. You can turn to the right and to the left, and they all have different functions, which of course I'll get into. And then this bottom piece here comes off. You would essentially like stick this to a piece in your car, and then this is a magnet, so it will just kind of clip onto here, which works very, very well. So say you wish to put this somewhere and you have it like mostly mounted there, but then if you wish to like move this somewhere or something like that for some reason, then you are totally able to do so. So even if you want to like take it out of your car, if you're parking in like a not so great neighborhood or something like that, and you wish to hide this device, you can totally just unhook it from the little magnetic mount, and then you can put it in the glove box or whatever so that your car hopefully doesn't get broken into. The other end of this is these two connections here. We have an auxiliary cable, and then of course a USB cable. So this would go into your car's stereo system if it has an auxiliary input, and then this would go into the car charger here, which of course is what powers the device. For the demonstration, I'm just going to be doing it here rather than in an actual car or something like that, just because in the car it's a lot harder with like lighting and all that, and I feel like it would be even more confusing just because you wouldn't really be able to see what's going on. So I am going to be doing it here, but I'll kind of show you how you would set it up as if it were in a car. So we will just plug this into power, and then we will plug this into a speaker, and kind of have the speaker represent your car's audio system and have this represent the car charger that is included. Alright, so as you can see, once it is plugged in here, we have some LED action going on there. It is blinking blue at first, and now it is solid blue. That is meaning that it is already connected to the phone. So when you originally plug it in for the very first time, it will be blinking blue, and then you just go in your phone's Bluetooth settings and click on the device, and it's pretty straightforward. Then it's connected to it. I'm not sure you can actually put the device in pairing mode per se, so I think to connect to a different device, you have to actually forget this device in your phone's Bluetooth settings, which isn't a really big deal. The other connection here is the auxiliary input, which we will just plug into a Bluetooth speaker. Ideally, you would plug this into your car's stereo system, so if you don't have an auxiliary input for your car, you can technically use like a speaker or something like that, but ideally you would just use the car's audio system for this device. It's kind of like what it's intended to do, but for this purpose we will just plug it into the auxiliary input here on the speaker. Now we can kind of show you how this works. So as I mentioned, this USB port would go into the car charger that is included, and then the auxiliary input would go into your car's audio system, and then you just select auxiliary input, and now you're able to use this Bluetooth receiver to play music, answer phone calls, and a bunch of things like that. So we'll go ahead and show you how that works here. As you can see in my phone's Bluetooth settings, it says BT3 is connected. So right there it says BT3 and connected. That's what this device is. So when you're looking for it to connect to it, it says BT3. And yeah, so while this is a Bluetooth speaker, technically I'm going to be playing it through this device because that's what like receives the Bluetooth signal and then puts it through this device. So I'm not actually using this Bluetooth speaker. I am going to be playing music through this. So we'll go ahead and do that. So you can see here, we'll play a song, and you can hear it coming out of the speaker there. And if we go to what device we're playing it through, you can see that it says BT3. So it is connected to the BT3 device, which is of course receiving the signal and playing it through the actual speaker here. So that is what it would be doing if it was your car's audio system or something like that, which is very nice. It means that you will be able to have Bluetooth connectivity in your car, even if your car's like actual stereo system doesn't support it or something like that. So that means you don't have to like actually have your phone necessarily plugged in or something like that. You can keep your phone in your pocket and play songs over Bluetooth through this little device, which is very cool. And you can also use this device as a bunch more things than just a music receiver. Of course, it also can make and receive phone calls. There is a little microphone here, as you can see. There's a bunch of functionality within the device itself when it comes to making phone calls. So if you are receiving a phone call, you can just push this button once and it'll answer the phone call. If you are receiving a phone call and you hold this button down, it'll hang up the phone call. You can double tap this button and it will redial the last number and a bunch of different things. So you can do a bunch of things with your phone without actually ever taking your phone out of your pocket while you're driving, which is good because in a lot of states it's illegal to be on your phone, but it is not necessarily illegal to be using this thing. So you will be able to to answer phone calls and do stuff through this, as well as using it as a Bluetooth music receiver. Another thing you can do with this is if you hold this button down, it will activate Siri, which means you can do a bunch of different functions. You can like say, Siri, shuffle all music, or Siri, what time is it, or the weather, a bunch of different things. So essentially, if you have access to Siri through this thing, you have access to a bunch of different information and updates and things like that, which is very nice and very, very useful, even because again, you can't easily like take your phone into your pocket or something like that if you're driving. So you can do all of that through this device, which makes it a very, very useful device. As far as the quality of phone calls and everything like that went, it was good, but I wouldn't say it's any better than like built-in things. Like a lot of cars already have kind of built-in phone calling and things like that, and I would say this is about as good as one of those. So it's not necessarily very good, but at the same time it's not any worse than those. Those work, but at the same time, and I find them a little bit frustrating and kind of annoying to use. Like I don't really like talking to people that are using those while driving, but a big part of it is like how fast they're going and what kind of road they're on, how quiet their car is and things like that. So hearing things is perfectly fine because it of course goes through your phone's stereo system, but other people hearing you could be a struggle depending on, again, the kind of car you're driving and the inside noise and how much you can hear. And the microphone itself is decent, but at the same time, just in general, kind of microphones inside of cars don't really work that well. Again, this one works about as well as one you would get installed from like a dealership or something like that, but it doesn't really work any better than that, and that's kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, it's kind of what you would expect for a microphone like this that goes inside of your car. As for the controls when it comes to playing music, if you go to the right, I believe it skips a song. If you go to the left, it restarts the song, and if you go to the left twice, it goes to the previous song. You can also pause and play your music and a bunch of different things, so you can do a bunch of this kind of stuff all from this device, a bunch of things that like affect your phone and what your music you're playing and all that. So overall, if you have this like within reach while you're driving, I would say it's definitely a lot safer than taking your phone out and things like that, so that's very good. And at the same time, it also works very, very well, so it's something that is a very nice addition to your car. If you have maybe an older car that for some reason still has an auxiliary input on its stereo, then I would definitely recommend this. However, if you have a newer car that already has Bluetooth and the calling functionality and all that, I wouldn't necessarily get this instead of that. I would just continue using what you already have, because this really isn't any better than that, but this is definitely a very nice addition to a car that doesn't already have it built in. So anyway, this has been my review of this Bluetooth music receiver and kind of hands-free call device from LDream. If you guys would like to purchase a product, of course, link in the description, as it always is. And if you enjoyed this video, then a like rating is always appreciated. If you dislike the video, then feel free to leave a dislike rating, but please kind of also leave a comment saying why you dislike the video, so I can hopefully improve upon my videos in the future. If you want to see more videos similar to this one, then feel free to subscribe. And anyway, yeah, this has been Jordan for Total Reviews. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next review.